Hi guys, Dr. Phil here. I'm really sorry about the last couple weeks. I've been really busy with work and had a lot going on and had some serious epic technical difficulties. It's my first time I tried doing the cooking video recording on an iPhone. Figured, alright, I have a Mac, transfer it from my iPhone to my Mac. That'll be quick and easy. Yeah, not so much. Nothing but problems. I tried several times to transfer them over to my Mac, reconvert them, and every single time I get these massive black bars across half the screen. So, unfortunately, the cooking video, although it's done, is unviewable at this point. So I think what I'm going to do is re-record the cooking segment, probably use my Mac, see how that goes this time. So look for that in the next week or two. So today's video is questions and answers. Now there's a lot of questions that were answered previous on the last question and answer. However, me being relatively new to the den, I didn't get a chance to answer those questions. So you might hear some of the same questions that have been previously answered and asked. So I'll go ahead and give you my rendition of those. So the first question for today comes from Clinton, and that is, to date, what is the greatest thing that you have gotten or learned from the den? I would have to say that I've actually learned quite a bit about myself. Most of my life I've been very introvert, not one to really express who I am to the outside world for fear of rejection. I've found since doing this I've gotten a lot of validation and a lot more feedback from my coworkers, friends, and family, and it's really nice to just kind of put myself out there and be more extrovert, be more open, allow my vulnerabilities to be exposed to the world so that way other people can see what kind of person I am, and hopefully it will inspire them to do the same, be more open, more extrovert, because it sucks when you keep everything locked up inside and don't tell the world who you really are, and you kind of hide yourself away. Yeah, so it's been a lot of validation. I'm really enjoying it. The second question comes from Andrew. There's a guy that's super hot. He's a chaser and so wants my body, but he told me that he's in an open relationship. What would you do? Fall back or go with it? I'm huge into monogamy, so for me, open relationships, they don't really work. I'm not a jealous person, but I think given that situation, I probably would be. I don't sleep with people unless I feel I have a connection with them. I haven't slept with many people. That's probably a little bit more personal than I'd like to give out. But to me, sex has always been something sacred. I was raised kind of traditional. So I've never been one for random hookups or just sleeping with someone just for the sake of getting my rocks off. Or like, no, it's not me. Sorry. Would fall back. Wouldn't go with it. Sorry guys, so it doesn't matter how hot you are. If you're in a relationship and you're wanting to get with me, not gonna happen. Daniel Myers asks, what are your thoughts on the lumbersexual movement that is going on right now? Would you jump a full-bearded, flannel-wearing Axeman? Well, there was a guy at work. I'd actually never heard of the lumbersexual movement before. Friend of mine at work who is no longer there. Full beard, Italian, wearing it proud, and was the source of quite a few laughs at work. Some customer came up to him one day and asked him if he was a lumbersexual. Like I said, never heard of that before until that day. That was pretty good. I love the big scruffy beards, turned up mustache, yeah, love it all. And again, like the previous question, if he's in a relationship, not gonna happen. But if he's looking for a relationship, there's potential. It's my type of man. Daniel asks, if you're gonna move houses, where would you go out of the other guys' hometowns? I'd have to say Greg and Derek. I'm a Blue Noser, Nova Scotia born. However, I've lived in Ontario for most of my life, so it would be really nice to see the East Coast again. Love small towns, love the water, so yeah, definitely Nova Scotia. Michael asks, are you a cat or a dog person, or both? Had dogs growing up. They're cool, they're fun. Definitely more of a cat person. This one right here is my cat Arwen. She is 15, 16, yeah, about 16 years old now. She's my sweetie. Hey, Arwen. Come here. Oh, there's my girl. Mwah. Mwah. Yeah. So this is my Arwen. Yeah. Definitely a cat person. Alright, so it looks like my cat is going to be a part of the video now, whether I want it or not. Alright, so the next question comes from John Dixon, and that is, what makes you smile? I am a sucker for eyes. Something about eyes. I've always been obsessed with eyes. So, beautiful eyes, beautiful smile, and I can't help but smile. Seeing nice set eyes, nice smile, I'm gonna be gushing like a 14-year-old girl on her first prom date. As part of the cooking segment, Stocky Dude asks, tinfoil, why shiny, dull side? Could you be more detailed with the recipe so we can try them? Well, the recipe on my video I'm actually planning on putting up on the side here, so you will be able to follow along once I do get that posted. As far as tinfoil, the shiny side and the dull side. Well, the dull side is non-stick. Simple as that. Jake asks, if you met a guy and he told you he was trans, female to male, would that put you off him? Really depends on the situation. As a friend, definitely not. As far as attractiveness, would I be interested in that person? It really depends. If we have a lot in common and we click, and there's something there, then there's something there. You can't help if you like somebody for who they are, irregardless of what they are. Yeah, so traditionally, no, I don't see that it would bother me at all. Not so much. So one of my co-workers, Alcatron, asks, which country do you think has the hottest guys? I say Korea. Well, yeah, I've found a few Korean guys attractive. Typically though, I like the full bearded, big, bulky, I don't know. I'm a sucker for the British accent. So, I don't know. Really don't know. I don't know if I can think of any one specific country that has the hottest men. Although, I'm a sucker for blonde hair and blue eyes, so Sweden, maybe? Another question from one of my coworkers. She asks, what is your favorite Hello Kitty item? There's a running joke at work. One of the girls that I work with, a good friend, she had a dream one night that I came into work, gave my 2 weeks notice because I got a job as a manager at the new Hello Kitty store. So it's been a running joke for the past year or so that I'm a huge Hello Kitty fan. So it's kind of developed into a little bit of a, I don't know, a little bit of a thing. Hello Kitty's kind of fun. Anyway, so my favorite Hello Kitty item I've gotten thus far, there's a few of them. For Christmas I got a tiny little Hello Kitty keychain Pez dispenser. It's a little stuffed animal. It's pretty awesome. Last year I got a gift bag full of Hello Kitty items, and one of the items was a weenie warmer. Yes, I said a weenie warmer. A pair of socks, probably maybe, I don't know child sizes, but the smallest child size sock you could get. Yeah, it's a running joke. Definitely didn't fit. John Dixon asks, if you could have any superpower, what would it be? What would your name be? And would you use it for good or evil? I don't really know. Superpower. I don't know. I'd say the ability to fly, but I'm petrified of heights and get vertigo, so I don't think that one would work out too well. I guess if I were to pick a superpower, it would have to be the ability to read minds. And the reason for that is strictly because I lived in a small town for a few years, and because of it, and with all the closet cases in that town, I'd say my gaydar is pretty broken. So the ability to read minds would be excellent in finding a date, or just for those moments when you're bored and want to see what other people are up to. My name? I'd probably go with Night Medic. Don't know if that really suits the superpower, but it's definitely the name I'd go with. Another one from John here, and he asks, quite a lot of YouTubers are releasing books. If you were to write a book about your life, what would it be called? Um, I've actually written memoirs before, gotten 20, 30, 40 pages in, and then just got bored. So, if I were to write a book, yeah, I definitely think I would write a book. Probably write something quirky and title it something like Doctor's Guide to Being a Bear. John also asks, if you could be a companion to any Doctor who would it be and why? Of all the Doctors, and I've been watching it a lot of years, I'd have to say probably the latest, Peter Capaldi. He's very intriguing. I love his dry, sarcastic sense of humor, which typically sarcasm is a little lost on me. I'm not a huge fan of sarcasm. It mostly annoys the shit out of me, to be quite honest. But Peter Capaldi, in his Scottish sense, has it's a little sassy, kind of like it. I think he would be a great doctor to work with, and he kind of pushes you outside of your comfort zone, and I'm the kind of person who needs that sometimes. The last film that scared me, to be quite honest, I'm not a huge fan of horror films. I was when I was younger. The last horror movie that I seen in theaters was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. That scene where they're dragging her down the stairs, oh god, it's been so long. The scene where they're dragging the person down the stairs and the nails get ripped off in the wall. That was it. That was my breaking point. Do not do horror in movie theaters anymore. I almost puked. Yeah, it kind of freaked me out. The last scary movie that I've seen that I really quite enjoyed was Insidious. But I'm more of like a classic horror kind of guy. If I were to pick one of my favorites of all time, scared the pants off me as a kid, Puppet Master. And I have all 9 Puppet Master movies, so good to keep me going for a while. Yeah. Steve asks, why do you think seemingly a lot of gay men are not relationship oriented? Personally, I don't quite understand it. I've always been raised to be monogamous. Relationships are important to me. Monogamy is hugely important. I think, in my opinion anyway, the reason why there's seemingly a lot of gay men not interested in relationships, probably grew up in broken homes, seen what relationships can do to family and friends, and I don't know. Maybe they're all just horny and want to sleep with however many people they want to sleep with. I don't really know the answer to this one, so yeah, I'm not too sure. Steve from Sutherland asks, have you ever danced with the devil in the pale moonlight? Never really willingly done anything that I know to be wrong. I've always been kind of a straight and narrow sort of guy. No, nothing comes to mind really. Although something similar to that, I did, one of my exes, every time we slept together, would wake up with vivid night terrors that he was having sex with the devil. Horns, hooves, the whole works. Don't know if that's related to the inverted pentagram or what that could be. I don't know. It's not really related to the question. Just thought I'd throw that out there. Alright, and the last question here is from Lionel Frank, and that is, out of anywhere in the world, pick 5 top destinations. Iceland. Always wanted to go to Iceland. The active volcanoes. I think it's absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Been a huge fan of Britpop ever since I was like 10, so definitely England. Ireland is absolutely gorgeous and beautiful. Love the greenery. Just love it. I'd have to say Mexico. My father recently got to go on a cruise to Mexico and walked up the Mayan pyramids. I think that would be absolutely amazing. I don't know, ancient history has always kind of intrigued me, so definitely somewhere where there's ancient cultures, ancient history. And last place, I've always wanted to check out the West Coast, BC. I love trees, love forests, love anything nature oriented. So definitely out west would be ideal. Love it. All right, guys. So that's it for today. Going forward, hopefully everything will be good to go. Again, I'm gonna try and get that video refilmed and get that up to you guys as soon as possible. Most likely it'll be next week. Fingers crossed that I might be able to do it on Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. Definitely gonna do the hometown video this weekend, so I can have that up Tuesday. Also, Eric's gonna be in town Tuesday. I have the day booked off. Hopefully we'll get it. Tuesday I will be hanging out with Eric in Niagara Falls. So if you guys have any questions, comments, please feel free to leave them below. Anything else you want to ask me for the next round of questions and answers, I'd be more than willing to answer them. I'm sure you notice I shied away from a lot of the more personal questions. I do have a lot of friends and family and coworkers that watch this and really don't need the harassment from them, which, believe me, I would get. So, that being said, if you could keep them slightly PG-13, that would be okay. If you really must know, message me on Facebook. I'm sure you can get some sort of answer out of me for some of these questions. Yeah, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you have a great week, and I'll see you next week.